So what's going on, my viewers? So recently my family decided to go to Malta, an island in the Mediterranean Sea about 90 kilometers from the coast of Italy. And obviously I went with them. And while I was in Malta, I managed to film 17 gigabytes worth of footage. So I think you can already imagine the amount of things I can tell you and show you. That is why this video is going to be split into 7 categories. The first impressions category, the architecture category, the population density, the landscapes, the food/restaurants, and Gozo. First impressions. When I arrived in Malta, the first thing that came to my mind is that it is like Spain and Italy smashed together. I know that people are going to be telling me, well, Matthew, that's impossible. Spain never conquered Malta. And that is true. But something about the architecture is very similar to Spain's and obviously Italy's architecture. Now, I don't know if Spain's architecture is very Italy-alike and Italy's architecture is very Mediterranean-alike, but it just says something. I mean, it just screams out Italy plus Spain. I don't know. It was just the first impression. Some other first impressions is that the Maltese license plate has 3 letters and 3 numbers. Drive on the left side of the road, like the English in their former colonies. By the way, Malta was a former English colony, right? Yeah. And the airport is very small. And I don't know if it seems like it's small because I flew from the Frankfurt International Airport, one of the biggest airports in Europe, but it does seem very small. The architecture. Now, if you enter any city in Malta, and I do mean any, you will notice that it is extremely compact. I mean, you can have a door 20 centimeters away from another door, and there will be a door 30 centimeters away from that door. And all of these doors are entrances to 5-story apartment buildings. Maybe it's not like that everywhere, but it is very compact. So basically, looking at like these houses over there, you notice one thing, and that they're all like yellow or white yellowish. And the reason they're all like yellow, like every single one of them, is because like apparently there's a law forbidding anyone to build a house that isn't yellow or white mixed with yellow or something. Like anything that isn't like yellow or orange, you can't build that. So apparently there's a law. And you know, apparently the Maltese government actually succeeded in implementing this law. So like succeeded in making the people obey to this law, because like I've been on Gozo and on Malta, and I've seen a lot of houses, and like I haven't seen a single house that isn't yellow or white or orange. Like I haven't seen a single house. I haven't seen a red house, a green house. I've only seen yellow and white houses. So yeah, that's successful. Another thing that I must add is that it's as if the locals are competing in who has the best, most luxurious balcony, because these balconies here are like nowhere I've ever seen. Some are red, some are green, some look as if they were constructed during the rule of Julius Caesar. My point is that these balconies are very beautiful, and each one is different from the apartment that it is attached to and its neighbors. And yeah, its neighbor, yeah. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if it's only in my apartment building that I was staying in, but the windows were very thin and didn't preserve heat and let in a lot of noise. I don't think every single building in Malta has that kind of problem, but you know, I don't know, mine had it. So yeah, just a little thought. Okay, what is this? The 6'9" fence. To honor the rapper 6'9". Actually, no, it's not 6'9". To the memory of John Barthurst Thompson. I don't know what. I'll probably read it later. The 6'9" fence. We found it. Actually, not gonna step on these crops. But we found it. The 6'9" fence. Let's go. The population density. The population density in Malta is about 1,500 people per square kilometer, which is a very big population density compared to other EU states. So that is why in big cities like Valletta and the outskirts of Valletta, I don't know any more big cities, I guess Victoria, people live in extremely dense areas when people live in extremely dense areas, there is a lot of noise. Even while the windows are closed, you can still hear most of the things going on outside. You can't hear it as well, can't hear it as good, but you definitely can hear people talking, and if you speak Maltese, you can definitely make out the language, the words that they are speaking. I don't know if it's just my windows in my apartment, but you can still hear most of the things going on outside. You probably can't hear it, but I can hear it very well. Yeah. Especially on work days. On weekends, it's actually really quiet. The landscapes. Now, believe it or not, Malta actually has green landscapes that are arable. They're actually quite enjoyable to look at. Oh, and by the way, throughout Malta, I've seen these small stone walls that are a foot tall throughout the fields. So are there borders indicating whose territory is whose because they can't afford fences, or is it something else? Please let me know if you know. By the way, if we're talking about Maltese landscapes, we have to talk about the sea, because the sea is very important in the Maltese culture. Yeah, I don't know. The sea is very transparent, and obviously I can't tell you if it's a good experience to swim in, because I haven't swam in the sea because I went in February. But I feel in the summer or in the spring, it would be a very good time to swim in the Maltese Sea. I think so. I don't know. But yes, the sea looks very good, transparent, and yeah. The food/restaurants. Now, there's no secret that Malta has a lot of restaurants. In my opinion, Malta has some of the best restaurants in the world. Before the meal, they bring you a set of tapas, most of the time for free. And if you want, you can order a bigger portion of tapas. And by the way, the tapas are absolutely delicious. I would recommend. Then they bring you bread with butter, which is a thing that I see most restaurants not doing, because they just bring you bread without the butter, which is, for me, it's a little inconvenience. And the main meal is very good, especially the spaghetti. Maltese meat is also very good in my opinion. Now, I'm 99% sure that some restaurants aren't going to bring you tapas and bread and butter before the meal for free. I've been to 3 restaurants, one of which was in Gozo, and they all brought tapas, bread with butter, and bread with butter. I give Maltese restaurants a 9.5 out of 10. Would recommend anytime, alright? Gozo, the second biggest island of Malta, which holds about 20% of the land area and 10% of the population. Now, from the outside, Gozo might be very interesting, but in reality, it is like the island Malta, but smaller and boring. It has the same fields, the same architecture, the same seacoasts. It just has a population density twice smaller than Malta, and it's smaller, obviously. But just getting there is a small adventure, which I will share with you. So first of all, you have to drive 1 hour from Valletta to this point right here. Then you have to take the ferry that needs 15 minutes to take you to Gozo. On the ferry, you can get drinks and buy snacks, obviously. And if you look on the right side, you can see the little Camino, the third biggest island in Malta. Sadly, I haven't been there, but what is there even to explore? It's 2 kilometers squared, and there's only one hotel there. There isn't even a supermarket, alright? Malta, in my opinion, is a lovely place to spend the holidays. Just not in the summer, though, because in the summer, Malta heats up to 30 degrees, and it's not really pleasant. The best time to go in Malta, in my opinion, is April or May, and if you don't like to swim, February is a good time to go there, because it's not really warm, but it's not really cold, so, it's a good time. It's 15 degrees in Malta in February. The water and air temperature is just right in April or May, and it's very pleasant. So, yeah, Malta is a very good and beautiful country, and I'm kind of glad I visited. By kind of glad, I mean I'm really glad I visited it, because like it's truly a very interesting country.